Hi, my name's Sam Pansino from Fat Audio Concepts, and you're watching Insane TV, the show about modified cars and custom car audio systems. Mention Insane TV for the month of June 2009 and receive a 15% discount on any head unit purchased from our store. It's the 7th episode, and I want to thank you for continuing to watch our show, as well as all the positive feedback we've been receiving. If you haven't already, you can send us questions and feedback to info@insane.tv. As of filming this episode, we are 300 members and growing on our Facebook group, and we just want to thank you for all the feedback you've been leaving because it helps us gauge how the show's being received by you, the viewer. So thank you. Our show has been watched nearly 2,000 times since it first launched 2 months ago. And we'd just like to thank all our overseas viewers, especially from Hong Kong and the United States. Can't believe it's getting out there that far, so keep watching and send us some feedback. Let us know what you think of the show on the other side of the world. So hi from down under! If you're wondering why we're doing this show, it's because we're passionate about cars and our car audio systems. And we want to share our passion with you guys, the viewer. We love our cars and we want to show you what we can do to them. And I'm just going way too far. I don't need to go into that much depth, but just in case you wanted to know, we will go as deep as catechalism. I hope I pronounced that right. That's enough from me at the moment. Let's have a look at what Brett's doing. Brett!
Yo.
Wow, you're doing something technical. This could only mean the Brett Files! The Brett Files! The Brett Files. Hey Brett, how's it?
Give me that. This is the Brett Files.
And I've got my stupid cap on. Well, now that you've got the mic, Mr. Smarty Pants. They are smart pants. Wow. Okay. Dude, what's that orange thing in the quarter panel there?
This orange thing here, that's the battery for the car, see?
Wow. What are those big chunky things hanging off it?
They're actually the Stinger HPM terminals.
Ooh, why is that the one on the plus sign? Why has that got like a big square screen on it? What's that for?
That's actually the voltage gauge for the car, so you can actually see how much power is coming out of the battery.
Oh, that's cool. So that way you know if you've been playing your stereo for a while, you can see how much voltage is in there, so you know you should be turning it off or trying to start your car if it gets a bit low.
Exactly.
Ah, I like.
You can also tell if your alternator's charging at the right voltage too.
Oh, so when you start your car up, you can see that's hypothetically 14.4 volts.
14.4, yeah.
I heard rumours about that, that's why I thought I'd just throw that out there.
It's not a rumour, it's true.
Okay, that rumour's been confirmed. 14.4 volts, good charge while your motor's running.
Good charge.
What's that big anal-looking thing? I said anal.
Okay. Mind out of the gutter now.
It says A.
Mind out of the gutter. It does say A. That stands for 300 amps.
This car's got 300 amps?
No, it has 2 amps. That is a fuse that is able to handle 300 amps of current.
Ah, okay. So in case of a dead short of some kind, he won't melt the car?
The car won't catch fire, yeah, and catching fire in a car is a bad thing.
Ah, okay. Fire, no good. Unless it's out the exhaust tips, big flame shooters. Anyway.
No, because that's illegal.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Only if you get caught. I didn't say that.
He did say that. I didn't say that. The Brett Files would never condone such actions.
Neither should I.
Neither should Sam.
Okay. Out of curiosity,
Yes.
man, these panels, they don't look standard. What's happening here?
Well, basically, there's been a lot of work done on this car, so the battery doesn't normally live in the back here.
Oh, I thought as much.
No, so what we've actually done is we've relocated the battery to here. We've made a fascia panel to cover the battery and so you don't see down into the guard. It also allows us to run the cabling through there and it all looks nice and neat.
Oh, that's killer. Now, what about the opposite side? Looks like we've got a CD, DVD stacker by any chance?
Yeah, that's actually Alpine's DHA S690. It's their 6-disc stacker. It's actually a DVD stacker. It'll also play MP3s, DivX, a whole heap of different video formats. And we've done the same thing on this side. We've made a fascia panel to hide the inner guard and to hide the cables running behind there.
Now, I noticed you said format. Is that format there? Oh, that's actually a floor mat.
That's a floor mat, not a format.
Okay, well, that floor mat, I've got to tell you, man, the trimming on this thing looks really neat. But this carpet doesn't look like anything you can get in Australia.
No, this carpet actually came directly from the UK.
Wow, imported carpet. I wonder if that's where the swine flu came from. No. Attention seeker?
That was a real cough, actually.
Well, can we show me where these leads lead to?
Okay, well, if we wander around this side of the car, you may have actually seen this car before when Sam was doing his garage tour. There's a little bit more work being done to this. The speakers are in finally now. The door trims are just about ready to go on. But as far as all that power cable that leads from the back of the car, if you have a look in behind the seats here, you'll see we've got two of the PDX amplifiers, and this is where all the power wires come through eventually, and they get to the amplifiers.
What are those power cables coming across the side there? I can see some big bright blue things.
Yeah, well, they're the actual power cables that come from the back of the car as well. And actually, they're the power cables for the amplifiers. We've got two of the Alpine PDX amplifiers here.
Can I ask why are the power cables so thick? I mean, man, that's the size of my finger.
Well, basically, these amplifiers do draw a fair bit of power, and to be able to supply that power, you need to feed them the power. So the bigger the cable, the better. That's why in the back there's a really big thick cable, which we call zero gauge power cable. That gets distributed in behind one of the panels here and gets split into two 4-gauge power cables, which are this size power cable here in the blue. The darker blue, that is, not the skinny little blue, that's the remote wire.
Ooh. Well, the next question is, what's that?
There's two 10-inch subs living under there, and this is basically a loading board for the subs. So instead of the base just lifting up and firing up into the open air, it actually hits that board and gets propelled forward into the cabin of the car. And being a convertible, we need to get as much of that base into the cabin as possible.
Dude, I found this behind the car. Is this zero gauge as well?
It is zero gauge. It's the Stinger Pro zero gauge.
Is there differences in Stinger, like not in Stinger cable, is there differences in zero gauge cabling? I mean, what's the difference between I know you can pay up to $75 a metre for a good zero gauge, and there are some zero gauges out there for $5 a metre. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, there's actually quite a large difference. A lot of the Stinger stuff, I don't know if you can see on the inside there, Stinger use what they call an OFC cable, which is an oxygen-free copper. Basically, copper is a very good conductor of electricity and current flow, which is why all the quality cables will run a copper cable.
I know a good conductor. Joe Walk's sister.
No, she's a trained driver.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
My bad.
There are the cheaper brands like the $5 a metre cable that you were talking about before, are generally what they refer to as CCA cable or copper-clad aluminium cable. Again, not too bad, but ideally it's not the sort of cable you want to use in a big system like this. Aluminium doesn't quite conduct the power the same way that copper does. I wouldn't use it, but if I just had a little amplifier, not drawing a lot of power, it'd be okay.
Brett's just taught us a bit about zero gauge cabling and the differences in them. So if you're running a big amplified system, make sure you run big cables so that way each amp gets the correct amount of current.
As much power as possible. There's not such thing as too much power.
Just like an engine, no such thing as too much power. Even if you don't use it all, it's good to have it there on tap.
Exactly.
That's insane.
Insane TV. Well, I guess I'm Brett. This has been the Brett Files. We'll see you next week.
I'm Stupid Sam.
See you, Stupid Sam.
Bye. Later, y'all.
Stupid Sam.
I think I hear my mama calling. I hope you got something out of that power cable explanation and as to why you need zero gauge when you're running multiple amplifiers. So yeah, thanks, Brett. In the workshop today, let's see what we've got happening. The Caddy, it's getting its rust treatment. It's up on the hoist because it's a lot easier to work on the seals while it's up on a hoist, because to do it on the ground when you'd absolutely break your back. And I think we're getting a bit too old and a bit too wise to realise that we shouldn't be working upside down. But yeah, this thing's just got a bit of cancer in the bottom quarters, so we're just cutting that out and welding it all up. And it won't be long before that's ready for primer. Let's have a bit more of a tour, see what else we've got happening. I showed you this one last week, where it was getting all the colour coding happening. Well, we walk around carefully. You can see where the roof racks used to be were up here. They're now all gone. It's all painted up. Wheel arches and side skirts are all colour coded. Bumper bars all done. This thing's ready to go back together. The car's, even though it's a four-wheel drive, it's looking a lot lower than it used to. So yeah, loving the way this thing come up. I tell you, whoever does the plastic welding here does a damn good job. If we walk over this way, we've got the MG. We'll see how that's going to be coming along. We've got a Rover here, just getting a bit of neatening up, if you will. It's just getting a bumper bar recondition. Going to clean up the wheels a bit.